Yesterday, and where the Igp'S name was dragged into, and we just want to correct that. You cannot just let people misuse the Igp'S name. So, should we start? Are you ready? So, good afternoon. We have called this short press briefing to urge the public to stop seeking favors while using the Igp'S name. Already we have the territorial police in Iganga. It is investigating a case of theft and conspiracy to defraud. Donor money amounting to Uganda shillings 150 million. That was donated to New Beginnings International Ministries. This money was meant for buying a project site for construction of a maternity ward in Iganga district. So the facts that we have so far indicate that New Beginnings International Ministries, through their CEO called Henry Isova, entered into an agreement with one Olele Dan, a 56-year-old civil engineer of Wairaka Central in Kachira Parish, Jinja District, to construct the maternity ward at a cost of 176 million. Now, on the 18th of June 2022 at around 6 p.m., the very CEO, that is Henry Isova, proceeded to inspect the project site and the progress of the construction. He had carried cash with him in his car, 150 million, in a Premio registration number UAX291X. But surprisingly, he claims he left the car unlocked and unattended. So when he finished inspecting the site, he jumped into his car and drove off. It was later on that when he reached his home, he noticed that the cash, 150 million, had been stolen. And in one way or another, he suspected the project engineer, Olele Dan, who was absent from the project site. Now, it is at this stage that we are investigating the circumstances under which money was stolen from the CEO's car due to negligence. And in addition to that, we are also investigating conspiracies to defraud, where the manager or the CEO of New Beginnings International Ministries entered into a contract agreement with Olele Dan, but they signed two contract agreements. There is an agreement of 176 million. Then there is also a second agreement of 75 million. And from the facts that we've gathered, Olele Dan received 35 million only for the construction of that project site. It is on the 18th that the CEO claimed that he was going to pay him the balance of 40 million so that they can complete the construction of that maternity ward. So Olele had already abandoned this site. He was not there because he got only 35 million. His workers were not there. Now, that is why we are also investigating some level, degree of conspiracy to defraud between the CEO and Olele Dan. Now, in the course of investigations, the CEO, Mr. Isoke Henry, with his lawyers, caused for the arrest of Olele Dan using soldiers at Magamaga, and they went public claiming that Olele Dan was using the IGP's name, claiming he's a brother to the IGP, and using the IGP's name to extort money from several members of the public, and even get special treatment from several members of the public. So we wish to refute the claim. It is totally fallacious. The IGP and his family categorically reject the claim as false and an insult to the family, and therefore, we therefore demand that the many media outlets that carried the misleading story, mentioning the IGP's, mentioning how the IGP's brother and close relative was arrested on charges of theft and conspiracy, to rectify that misleading story and come up with the correct version that we have presented today. The Office of the IGP continues to adhere to the highest levels of professional standards, where everyone is treated equally before the law. And arising out of this, all our territorial commanders have been asked to remain steadfast while carrying out their duties and avoid getting duped by fraudsters and criminals who would wish to misuse or use the office of the IGP and even other high-ranking security personnel and government officials for their self-centered and selfish reasons. All persons should be treated equally before the law. Now, we also continue to receive individuals who pose as security personnel while making contact at police stations and in the public. It is a concern that we thought we should also highlight on. We strongly condemn the behavior of criminal-minded persons personating police officers, other security personnel, and so on. Therefore, any person presenting themselves as police officers are required to present their warrant cards when making contact with any member of the public or other government official. And we want to call upon the public that if you suspect any person impersonating, to be impersonating a police officer, you need to write down any information or record that process. It is always helpful to us in identifying the individual, and we also want to share the numbers of our National Operations Command Center that somebody can call if somebody is portraying himself as a police officer. The numbers to call, again, as a reminder, are toll-free number 0800 199 699 or 0707 600 773 or 0776 999 135. Thank you.